everyone, hope everybody are doing well and tell me how is your studies going on guys, all class 9 students. Assemble under the video and do let me know in the comment section how is your science preparation, because 9th and 10th is very important. So you not only should study for the sake of getting that good mark, but you should study to make your foundation super strong that you feel class 11 and 12 easy. Okay, so no matter what chapter, every concept of class 9 and 10 is very important for your future. Okay, so make your foundation super solid. So that is one advice I am giving you all. Okay, so with that being said, comment in the comment section how are these videos helping you. So are they helpful, and tell me what else you require from your syllabus. And by the way, how is your new syllabus, how is your new textbooks? Okay, so are you guys feeling science easy or hard or medium? So do let me know your feeling about your science syllabus, about your preparation and everything. Okay, so I will definitely read each one of your comment and I will definitely reply to all your comments. Okay, yes guys. So now coming to the final part of this chapter called cell. So this final part you should not neglect. Okay, small part but still very strong and very important to understand. That is, yes, the cell division. Can you all tell me how many cells are there in our body? Can you count the cells which are there? No, right? So there are trillions and trillions of cells. And are these cells permanent? Yes. Say for example, we are born with say 3 million cells or 3 billion cells or trillion cells for that matter. Okay, so are they permanent till our death? No, right? Okay, so the old cells must die, the new cells must form. So the question is, how are the new cells formed? Okay, so this is very interesting aspect that one must understand. Okay, so formation of new cells from old cells itself. Okay, so new cells are not magically formed and it is not magically given to your body from divine. Okay, so the new cells are formed from old cells only. So very important, new cells. Okay, note down this definition. So new cells are formed from existing cells itself. Okay, that is old cells itself, and that process itself is called as cell division. So this itself is the definition of cell division, guys. Okay, so now there are two types of cell division. Okay, so there are majorly two types of cell division. One is mitosis, the other one is meiosis, we say. Okay, so very important names to remember, mitosis and meiosis here. Okay, so now before we go for understanding what is mitosis and what is meiosis, you should know some things about the cell itself. Okay, so let us understand a few basic aspects about the chromosomes. Okay, so we all know that where are the chromosomes present? You know, this is your nucleus. So inside the nucleus, right, so your chromosomes are present, guys. Okay, so now if I have to show only the chromosome, say for example, this is your cell. Okay, this is the nucleus of your cell, for example. Okay, so inside this nucleus, you know what, you will observe chromosomes like this. Okay, so they are always present in pairs. So this is the first pair of chromosomes. Okay, so what are chromosomes? I told you in the previous video, they carry genetic information. Okay, yes, so they have DNA, they itself are DNA, okay, they themselves are DNA only, okay, and this DNA contains something called genes, okay, and these genes will control every character of your body. Okay, say there is a set of genes here, okay, so this part of chromosome, okay, may be controlling your eye color, or maybe this part of chromosome is controlling your hair color or hair type. Like that, every character, every physical character, okay, your eye color, hair color, shape of your nose, your skin color, your height, every character is controlled by the segments of chromosomes only, few segments of chromosomes only. Okay, so this is very important. Now this is a first pair of chromosome, this is a second pair of chromosomes, okay, this is a second pair, and this is a third pair of chromosomes, so this is a third pair. Like that, how many pairs are there? Like this, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. So 23 pairs in the sense, how many number of chromosomes? 46 chromosomes. So there are 46 chromosomes in every cell. This is important, okay, each and every cell of yours has got 46 chromosomes. The cell of hair, the cell of skin, the cell of kidney, the cell of brain, the cell of heart. So every cell has got 46 chromosomes inside your body. Okay, so now usually when this particular cell has grown and it is doing its function, and actually cell will do so many works, isn't it? Within a cell energy is produced, within a cell proteins are synthesized, within a cell lot of things will happen, and all those things are controlled by, all those things will happen, and who will control all those things? And these chromosomes will control all those things. Okay, right? So this is one more thing you all should know, right? Okay, so now when a cell has to divide, okay, so now the cell has performed all the works, now it is very tired, now every cell will have a lifetime, so maybe 120 days or 90 days or 3 months or 4 months, like that. Every type of a cell, the skin cell, the kidney cell, every cell has got a lifetime, guys. Okay, that means it can only live and perform or do its work up to certain number of days. So after those days, what will happen? This old cell have to divide into two cells. Okay, so imagine this is the nucleus which is present inside a cell. Okay, so everything, nucleus have to get recreated, every cell organelle, Golgi complex, cytoplasmic reticulum, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, everything, mitochondria, everything has to get regenerated, even the cell membrane have to get regenerated. Okay, so all of the cell organelles will be recreated. Along with that, these chromosomes also will get recreated and they get transformed into a new cells. Okay, and always remember, one cell will divide into two cells. Now there are 46 chromosomes inside the nucleus. So now 23 will go to one cell and 23 will go to other cell. Yes, this might be the doubt that you must have got, no? See, one cell when it divides into two cell, okay, so normally many students get a doubt that, okay, 46 chromosomes are there, so maybe 23 will go to one cell and the 23 will go to another cell. No. Okay, that also will happen, but that will happen in a special kinds of cells called gametes. okay, which I will talk about little later. Okay, so now in a normal cells, in all the cells, what will happen? Okay, one cell will divide into two cells, and in every cell, this cell should contain 46 chromosomes, and this cell also should contain 46 chromosomes. So how will this happen? How will this happen, right? So in the original cell, this, let me call it as a parent cell. Okay, this is a original cell called parent cell, and these are the newly formed cells called daughter cells. So always the new cells are called daughter cells. Okay, madam, why don't we call it as son cells? Okay, why do we call only as daughter cells? You know, that's how the scientists have named. If you feel like calling it as son cells, you can call it as son cells. Okay, right? So parent cell, single cell will divide to form two cells, but each and every cell should have 46 chromosomes only. Only then it can be called as a human cell. Otherwise, it will not perform like a human cell. Okay, right? So 46 chromosomes must be there. So how does the 46 chromosomes go to both the cells? Right? The original cell has got only 46. How come the new cell has got 46 each? So this is what the different process, very magical thing that happens during the time of cell division called mitosis. Okay, so in mitosis what will happen? The parent cell will divide into two cells. Okay, so I am talking about mitosis here. The parent cell will divide into two cells. Okay, so both the new cells or the daughter cells that you get should have 46 chromosomes. Okay, so along with 46 chromosomes, all the new organelles have to develop in every cell. Each cell should have its own cell membrane. All of that will happen during the process called mitosis. Okay, so now let us understand what actually we mean by mitosis here. Okay, so mitosis is a normal cell division. I mean, you will observe this mitosis in all kinds of cells. In all kinds of cells. Okay, mitosis is observed in all kinds of cells, and here one parent cell divide. Okay, it will get divide into two daughter cells. Okay, two daughter cells. Okay, and mitosis is a very common in eukaryotic cells. Okay, right? So now let us understand this mitosis in a brief way. How does it actually happens, guys? Okay, so now imagine this is a cell. Okay, I am only considering the chromosomes which are present in a cells. Okay, so usually the chromosomes doesn't look like this. Okay, in a normal situation, actually the chromosomes are present in a clumsy thread-like structure. Okay, but by the time of cell division, okay, so when the cell is ready for the division, so nicely the chromosomes are present in these kind of structures. Okay, so I am taking only one pair of chromosome, guys. Okay, so this is a first pair of chromosome here. Okay, so now what will happen slowly, you know, each chromosome, this is first chromosome and this is a second chromosome. Okay, this is a first chromosome and this is a second chromosome. Together I am calling it as one pair, and whatever the process I am showing, the same thing will happen for all other 22 pairs. Okay, right? Fine. So now what actually happens in the first step is DNA replication. We call that process as replication. Replication means the duplicate of the chromatids. We call each thing as chromatid. Okay, so this each leaf-like thing is there, no? That is called as chromatids. Okay, right? So chromatids are joined by a center called centromere. Okay, so as of now, you no need to complicate yourself with these difficult terminologies. Leave it, okay? So what will happen here is the copy, same copy, carbon copy of this chromosome is formed, guys. Okay, let me write the carbon copy with a different color. So this is a original chromosome, right? Its copy, as it is, a copy is formed. Okay, so very important. Exactly, carbon Xerox copy is formed. That process itself is called as replication. We call it as DNA replication or duplication. Duplicate copy of the same chromosome is formed. Another chromosome is there, no? So for that also its copy is formed. Okay, like this copies are formed, guys. Right? So now later what will happen is, okay, very important, these copies will get separated. Okay, so you know, with the process, you know, these are the original chromosomes. Okay, so original chromosomes will go to one side and the copies will get separated and they will go to another side, like this. Okay, right? So now these copies are exactly like original chromosome only. There is no difference between a copy and original chromosome, guys. So everything, every single chemical is exactly same as original copies. Okay, so now the copy and the original one got attached, but later what will happen? Copies will get separated, original things will get separated. Okay, so now slowly what will happen? Okay, so now slowly what will happen is your cytoplasm will try to divide. Okay, so this is the cytoplasm of the cell, no? That cytoplasm and the cell organelles also duplicates are formed. Mitochondria duplicate. Okay, and what is that? Golgi complex duplicate. Like that, everything, two copies are formed, all cell organelles. Okay, so the new things will get developed and cytoplasm is slowly dividing. Okay, so here what is happening? So copies are getting entered into one particular side, originals are getting entered into another particular side. Okay, slowly the cytoplasm, you know, comes closer, it will break and you will get what? Two cells. Okay, you will get two cells here. What do you have? Copied chromosomes in one cell, original chromosomes on the other cell. Okay, see, these are your daughter cells. So what are they? They are your daughter cells, guys. So two daughter cells, just like a parent cell, each one of them has got 46 chromosomes. I am showing with one pair, like that every pairs also their copies are formed. All copies will enter into one cell, originals will enter into one cell, like that. Okay, right? So this is what we call it as mitosis. Okay, and actually this state, okay, so when chromosomes are nicely paired up like this, you know, this phase of mitosis is actually called with the name called interphase. So this cell division can be segregated into different phases just to make human study in a better way. That's it. Okay, so usually how does the chromosomes are present? In the form of a thread-like structure? No, but when time comes for the division, the thread-like structure will get organized into this kind of chromosomes, and that phase, that time is called as interphase. Okay, so now the copies are formed and they are ready. Okay, so they are aligned at the center of the cell, guys. Usually nuclear at this stage, no, nuclear membrane will dissolve and all the chromosomes will get aligned at the center, guys. Okay, and that phase is called as prophase. Okay, so the first stage of mitosis is interphase, and later next phase is prophase. And now see, the copies are getting separated, originals are separated. Okay, so actually here something is formed, thread like structures are formed called spindle fibers, guys. So these spindle fibers, they are like threads, so they will hold these chromosomes and they will pull the copies onto one side. Okay, so somebody must be there to pull the copies separately onto one side. No, who is that somebody? There are certain structures called spindle fibers. Okay, so there are certain structures called spindle fibers, guys. So these spindle fibers, they will get attached to the centromeres, and from the centromere, it will pull the copies on one side, originals on one side. Okay, so that part, okay, so that phase where copies get separated, originals get separated, we say chromatids will get separated. Okay, and that phase is actually called as metaphase. Okay, so what phase we say? Metaphase we say. And the next phase is called as anaphase. And finally the cytoplasm divides and it gets broken down into two cells. No, that phase is called as telophase. Okay, so telophase, like that. Your mitosis, this entire process is happening in different stages. So in interphase, what will happen? The chromosomes will get ready from thread-like structure, it will get arranged into pairs. And in prophase, what will happen? They are coming at the center of the cell and the nuclear membrane and everything will get dissolved. Okay, it will disappear. Next, the chromatids will get separated. They will try to get separated in metaphase. So in anaphase, they are completely separated, and in telophase, the cytoplasm will break and it will divide into two dotted cells. Okay, right? So interphase, okay, let me write it in the next page. Okay, so of course you don't find these terms in your textbook, but it is good that you at least know this much knowledge. Okay, so your mitosis has got different phases here. So it has got different phases. So what is the first phase that you have? It is interphase. And just understand, you don't need to know what exactly is happening in interphase type. All that you will study in the higher classes. But just understand that cell will divide. That process of cell division is happening in different phases. Okay, so interphase is there. Okay, and the second phase is prophase. Okay, so pro means first, the first thing that happens is prophase, and the third one is metaphase. Okay, and the fourth phase can be anaphase. Right, so I told you in a much simpler way, but there are so many details that will happen in each and every phase. So all of that you will study in class 11 and 12 time. Okay, so finally it is a telophase. Okay, so telophase, guys. So like this, these are the phase that you will observe in mitosis. Okay, so now let us watch a beautiful video on mitosis, guys. Okay, where you have all these phases. See here, guys, this is an interphase. Actually here the thread like chromatin, whatever is there in nucleus, no, it is just getting ready to get arranged in the form of chromosomes. Okay, so now in the prophase, by the time prophase starts, the chromosomes are arranged, and now in the metaphase they all are coming and they are placed at the center of the cell. Okay, so now the chromosomes are there at the center of the cell, and here the DNA replication, copies of the chromosomes are formed. And see, these are the spindle fibers that I spoke. Okay, so these spindle fibers, see, they are holding the Centromere, center of the chromosome. So from the center of the chromosome, see the copies will get separated and the originals will get separated, and after that, you know, the cytoplasm, whatever is there, it will break, and now each and every cell that is formed separately, so every cell will have that the 46 chromosomes, and new cell organelles are formed. So now the cell is ready for the various functions, guys. So this is all about mitosis. Okay, so next we will go second type of cell division process, that is called as meiosis. So here you need to understand very important point, that meiosis will occur only in reproductive organs. Very important, it will occur only in reproductive organs. It can be in animals or it can be in plants. Okay, so if you come to animals, say let's take human. Okay, so humans. So we know that in humans you have male and you have female. Okay, so male has got a reproductive organ, testis. Okay, female has got a reproductive organ called ovaries. Okay, so similarly if you take up plants, isn't? So plants, okay, plants has got the reproductive organs, stamens are the male reproductive organ, and pistil is the female reproductive organ. Okay, so inside stamens there is something called pollen grains. Pollen grains, stamens carry pollen grains, and your pistil carry ovule. Okay, so meiosis will happen inside pollen grains and ovule in case of plants, and meiosis will happen inside testes and ovaries of humans. Okay, so only in these organs cell will divide in a very special process called meiosis. Okay, if this much is clear, type crystal clear in the comment section. This point is very important. Meiosis will not happen in any other cells except cells which are present inside testis and ovaries of humans or other animals, and inside pollen grains and ovules of plant parts. Okay, yes. So now, why this is so special, why this has to form? Okay, so before I show this process, so let me tell you few points here. We all know that a human is called as a human when a cell has got 46 chromosomes. Okay, so if you call someone as a human, if someone has to behave like a human, okay, if someone should have 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, 2 legs, 2 hands, right, then they all should have 46 chromosomes in all their cells, normal cells. Okay, so now entire body of a human is formed from a single cell, isn't it? It is formed from a single cell. Okay, so that single cell is called as a zygote, isn't it? So how is actually a single cell zygote is formed? Say suppose male is there, female is there. Like I already said, male has got testis, okay, and female has got a reproductive organ, ovary. And testes will produce a special cells called sperms, and ovaries will produce a special cells called egg. Okay, and these special cells are called with the name gametes. Okay, very important word that you all should know. They are called as gametes. Okay, so now when this special cell combines with this special cell, then this single cell is formed, which is called as zygote. Okay, and definitely this zygote should have 46 chromosomes, yes or no? So if you want to call some cell as human cell, then it should definitely have those 46 chromosome. Okay, so now this cell will divide like by the process of mitosis that you have just learned. This cell will divide into so many other cells, and every cell maintains 46 chromosomes, and later they will get differentiated into different cells, different tissues, and that's how organs are formed, organ systems are formed, and the parts of the body is formed from single cell called zygote. So now imagine this is a special cell. Suppose if this a special cell called sperm, if it has got 46 chromosome, okay, if the special cell called egg has got 46 chromosome, tell me when both of them combine, how many chromosomes you will find in zygote? 46 plus 46, okay, so that is you are going to get 92 chromosomes. Okay, imagine, can you call that cell as a human cell? What I told, if you want to call some cell as a human cell, definitely it should carry the 46 chromosome. But look at here, right? So if this sperm has got 46 chromosome and egg has got 46 chromosome, then the zygote will be having 92 chromosomes, isn't it? So that is not acceptable, right? Then to maintain 46 chromosomes, tell me how many chromosomes that a sperm should carry, or how many chromosomes that an egg should carry. Definitely the sperm should carry 23 chromosomes, okay, right? So this is very important, 23 chromosomes. So let me just write it in different color. Sperm should carry 23 chromosome and egg also should carry 23 chromosome. Then when sperm combines with the egg, then that 46 chromosome number is maintained in a zygote, which is very important point to understand, guys. Okay, so now these special cells which are produced inside the testis, they shouldn't carry 46. Okay, they should carry only 23, and the similar way the special cells which are present in the ovaries of female should only carry 23. Only then when they combine, you get a zygote which maintains a human chromosomal number 46. Okay, so now the production of sperms and egg is what we call it as meiosis, because see here, all of a sudden the chromosomal number should become half. Normal cells inside a testis, these sperms are produced from normal cells inside the testis only. How they are produced? They should be producing from some cells inside the testis, and those cells would have 46 chromosomes only, and inside the ovaries also the normal cells would have had 46 chromosomes. So from the normal cell only these special cells should be formed, but they should have only half the number of chromosome. Okay, they are produced from normal cells. Normal cells have got how many chromosomes? 46. But these special cells which are going to produce from these normal cells should be carrying only half the number of chromosomes. Okay, so how is this is happening? How is? Actually, the normal cells which have got 46 chromosomes are called with the name diploid, and the special cells which have got only the half the number of chromosomes are called haploid. Okay, so diploid is mentioned with the small letter n, 2n, and haploid is mentioned with just n. Okay, right? So diploid cell is becoming a haploid. That is what we call it as meiosis. Okay, so through meiosis what will happen? If I have to give a definition for meiosis here, okay, so if I have to give a definition for meiosis, so meiosis is a process, it is a process by which diploid cell becomes haploid. Okay, haploid. Okay, right? So diploid means a cell that has got 46 chromosomes will become a cell which has got 23 chromosomes, okay? And where do you observe this meiosis? This process is observed only in reproductive organs, okay? So it is observed only in reproductive organs, guys, okay? So this is very important to understand. So now let us understand how is this meiosis happening, guys, okay? So let me show that process by this, okay? I don't want to complicate by showing this big picture. So let me first show it in a normal way, and if you can show it like this in your exam, when a teacher is asked you mention the meiosis diagrammatically, you can mention the way that I am showing right now, okay? So what will happen is, let me take, okay, so the cell has got, I'm taking only one pair, okay? So I'm taking only one pair of chromosomes. So imagine this is the first pair. So initially what will happen is, definitely the DNA replication will happen. So the DNA replication will happen here. So what will happen? Okay, so this is our original chromosome, and like this the same copy is formed. Like this the second chromosome's copy is also formed, okay? So I'm just mentioning the copy of the chromosome with yellow color pen, okay? You observe. So first pair copies are formed, okay? So next what will happen? This will actually divide into two cells, okay? So this will divide into two cells, guys. So this one, this is there, no? So this entire thing will get transformed into one cell, and this chromosome will get transformed into one cell, okay? See, look at here, from first pair, okay? So the first one along with the copy, okay? So the first chromosome along with its copy will get shifted into one cell, okay? The other chromosome along with the copy will get shifted into another cell, okay? So hope you understood. So this is the first stage. Actually meiosis happens in two stages, guys. So this is the first stage that is happening. So hope you understood. The chromosomes were like this. I took only one pair, okay? Both of the chromosomes, its copies are formed. Now this is a pair. Among the pair, this one shifted to one cell, the other one shifted to another cell, okay? So now what will happen is, observe here carefully, this gets divided into two cells, okay? So hope you are understanding. This cell will get divided into two cells. Original one will get shifted to one cell, copy will get shifted to another cell. Similarly, this one will get shifted to two other cells. Same thing, original will get shifted to one cell, copy will get shifted to another cell, okay? Right? So but here actually crossing over and everything will happen. So I'm not talking much about the crossing over. I mean genes will exchange, guys. So some genes of this will come to this, some genes of this will come to this, all of that crossing overs would have happened, okay? But apart from crossing over, to explain you in a briefer way, this is what the pattern, guys, okay? See, this is a parent cell. So now if you see, from one parent cell, how many daughter cells are formed? So all these are daughter cells, okay? These are daughter cells. How many daughter cells are formed? 4 daughter cells are formed, okay? So now imagine if this parent cell had got 46 chromosomes. With one pair I told, with one pair I have shown everything. If parent cell has got 46 chromosome, now each and every daughter cell will have 23 chromosomes only. This will have 23, this will have 23, this also will have 23. Got to know, right? So this is the process of meiosis, guys, okay? So parent cell, copies are formed, one out of one pair, one full thing going into one cell, the other thing is going to another cell. Now the copies will get separated from original. So original will go to one cell, copy goes. Similarly this cell also divide into two, original going to one cell, copy is going to one cell, okay? So like this from one cell 4 daughter cells are formed, and each daughter cell will have only half the number of chromosomes, and these are what your sperms if it is happening in case of testes, and these are what the ovaries, these are what the eggs if it is happening inside the ovary. Okay, so this is your meiosis process, guys. Okay, so now the detailed one if I have to show you. Okay, look at this picture, guys. Okay, so these are the original cell. Okay, so let me just change the color of the pen here. Okay, let me go for red color. See, this is the original cell where the chromosomes are there. Okay, so these are the 2 chromosomes, and now their copies are formed. Look at here, copies are formed. See, crossing over took place. See, some part of blue chromosome has got red, some part of red chromosomes has got blue. That means interchanging of gene has happened actually. Okay, actually in all our cells, right, we have 46, right? 23 had come from a mother, 23 had come from a father actually. Okay, so here interchange of genes is happening. That is why some of our characters are neither belong to our father nor belong to our mother, because here the crossing over, interchange of gene, mixing of genes has happened here. Okay, so now if you see, this cell has divided into 2. Okay, so one full chromosome has gone to one cell, the other full chromosome has gone to the other cell. So now the copy and the original got separated. Here also copy and original got separated. So now this cell got divided into 2. Okay, so in one of the cell copy had gone, in another cell original must have gone. Like this, if you look at from first cell, you know, from one parent cell there are 4 daughter cells that are formed. So this is stage 1. See, from the parent cell here 2 cells are formed, you know, this much, up to this much is called meiosis 1, and from this the other 4 cells are formed. No, this step is called as meiosis 2. Again sub steps are there and everything. All of that you will study in the higher class. Okay, so hope you understood everything about mitosis and meiosis, right? And now to demonstrate this, to understand the cell division, there is an activity relating to onion in your textbook, no? So many of you were asking me to explain this experiment or activity. So here is the explanation, guys. It's very simple. It is to make you all understand how actually the cell division happens and how cell division happens in different phases. Okay, like I told you, mitosis happens in different phases. There are metaphase, prophase, anaphase, telophase, no? So it is to showcase all those stages actually. Okay, place an onion bulb over a jar filled with plain water. Okay, wait for 5 to 6 days. When you wait for 5 to 6 days, what will happen? See, nice roots will get developed. So now we will cut 2 to 3 centimeter portion of a root tip. Okay, and then we will put it in a aceto alcohol. Okay, so what is this aceto alcohol? This is actually a mixture of 2 chemicals, guys. So one is acetic acid. Okay, so the other one is alcohol. Okay, so it's a mixture of these 2 chemicals. So when you put the roots into those chemicals, what will happen? Usually the acetic acid, what will it do is it will freeze the cells. Okay, so whatever cells are there, it will not allow the cells to undergo further division. Okay, so it will just like, you know, you would be playing statue game, right? So when you say statue, your friend will freeze in that particular position. It is just like you are freezing all the cells. Okay, so you are saying all the cells to freeze wherever you are, whatever is happening inside you, let it freeze everything. Okay, so that is what you are saying. That is what happens actually. The cells will get freezed off when they are dipped into this solution. Later from this solution they will transfer into 70% ethanol, because you have to preserve the cell. Okay, so you should maintain that cell until your experiment gets over. So the ethanol is a great for preservation, guys. Okay, and after that you are taking those cells and you are washing with some amount of water, and later you are adding another chemical called dilute HCl. So what will the dilute HCl do here is it will make the cells soft. Okay, because to observe under a microscope over a slide, the cells must be soft. It shouldn't be too much hard, right? So if it is hard, it is inconvenience to handle them. So to make the cells soft, we add some chemical, some drops of dilute HCl, and later we add the stain. Stain means, if we are giving color to the cell, so that when we observe under microscope, it looks in a color, so that we can nicely see, isn't it? So what kind of stain we are adding here? Acetocarmine stain we are adding, and this is a process. So when you heat after adding a stain, the stain will get fixed onto a cells and etc. So now that particular slide, when you watch it under a microscope, look at some cells got freezed up in anaphase. So this is spindle fibers pulling the copies, pulling the chromatids. This is a anaphase, right? So this happens in anaphase, and some cells were there in prophase, some cells were there in telophase. Okay, some cells were just starting, some were still there in interphase. Look at this particular cell. Okay, so in your textbook also they have mentioned, isn't it? So if I have to show this activity in a textbook, okay, say in your textbook, look at here, this is a mitosis diagram that they have given. Okay, so you can refer, and that's a meiosis diagram. And if I have to show you the activity, look over here. Yes, textbook diagram is very clear. See, some cells, some onion cells. See, there's so many onion cells. Okay, you're seeing these cells under microscope, and see, some cells were there in telophase stage. Interphase. See, the spindle fibers are pulling half the chromosomes one side, half the chromosomes another side. So this is a metaphase stage, anaphase stage. Okay, different cells got freezed at different stages, isn't it? Right? All these stages I have explained in a briefer way, isn't it? So that is what this diagram is showing, guys. Okay, right? So that is all about this experiment. So is the cell division permanent? No, at one point of time cell must die. And how long the cells grow? Okay, so what is the extent of cell division? So if you ask this question, this concept is what you all should know, guys. See, contact inhibition. Okay, so what do you mean by contact inhibition? Look at here, these are the cells, right? Actually between the cells you have spaces. Okay, so there are actually spaces between the cells. You'll always have some spaces between the cells, which is called as intercellular spaces. Okay, so they grow to such an extent that there is no much space now between the cells. Okay, so they grow to an extent where the cells will touch with one another and there is no much space. Okay, till that stage the cells will grow and occupy the area. So once one cell is touching the neighboring cell, when there is no spaces, when the space has become very less between the cells, then that particular cell will stop growing, guys. Okay, right? So this process is what we will call it as contact inhibition. Okay, cells grow and divide, okay, until when the cells touch the neighboring cells. So the moment cells starts touching the neighboring cell, the cell division stops, and this is what we call contact inhibition. In case if the cell division does not stop, okay, the moment it touches a neighboring cell, the cell division must stop. In case if it is not stopping, okay, if the growth is not controllable, if the cells are piling up this way, one above the other, one above the other, one above the other, then that itself is called as a cancer tumor. So this is what we call it as a tumor. Okay, cancer cells lose their control and keep dividing uncontrollably. Okay, so this leads to the formation of tumor, which is very harmful. Look at here, So there is no layer by layer division, isn't it, right? So when the one cell comes into contact with another, yes, the division is stopped and the growth is stopped. But look at the cancer cells. See, look at how the cells got piled up on one another, okay, and the shape and size of these cancer cells are very, very different from the shape and size of the normal cells actually. Okay, so this word is also very important. So they might ask you, what is contact inhibition? To how much extent the cells can grow? Okay, to what extent cells can grow? To an extent where the cell is touching with one another. Okay, the moment it finds the cell is touching with one another, the growth will stop. Okay, it should not grow. But without controlling, if it is growing, okay, pathetically, then that condition is what we will call it as tumor. Okay, so in case of plant cell, guys, if you look at here, because of the cell wall, plant cells do not stop dividing when they touch each other. Okay, plant growth occurs in different patterns. Cell divides in specific regions and then enlarges. So in case of plants, the division is slightly different. Okay, right? So that is all about the cell division, guys. Okay, so we have discussed meiosis, mitosis, and onion experiment and all of that in the final aspect. Okay, so hope the chapter has helped you. Watch all the videos, all the parts. Okay, so there are 4 parts that I made on this chapter. Watch all the 4 parts so that all your concepts will become crystal clear. Okay? And comment me in the comment section which is the chapter that you want next. Okay, so don't forget, and I will read all of your comments, and keep commenting, like the video, subscribe the channel, and share these videos to your friends also. Thank you. See you in the next video with another amazing topic.